Hello, my friends. It's the Crypto Lunatic, and today I bring you a brief overview of PAAL AI. And I'm also going to show you how to find hidden gems using AI tools. AI tools, my friends. So, before we start this, I'm not paid by PAAL. I do not own PAAL. I am completely neutral as far as that. I'm not shilling it. I'm just going to show you how I found it and how to do very basic level research into it. And this is for crypto newbies, this channel, to be able to look at what people are telling you, to look a little bit below the surface and to find out whether there's anything there, whether it's really there or whether they're actually just shilling you nonsense. So, for people that follow this channel, you'll know that I believe that the AI narrative is going to be big. I've been playing with AI tools and I see their potential for explosive growth when the rest of the world catches up to what they're capable of. So let's start there. But let me show you how I found this. So I use Perplexity AI as one of the tools that I look with. So let's start there. I went to Perplexity AI today and I said, what do you believe the five most undervalued cryptocurrencies are based on team, value, gap in the market, tokenomics, and community? Please rate each category out of 10 and give an overall rating. So this is just a good idea of how you can use AI tools. Now, Perplexity is pretty good in some areas, I believe, not so much in others, especially with relation to cryptocurrency. Because what you'll see, it gives us, I think, a selection of dino coins to kick things off, because Chainlink is old news. And yes, it's probably going to do well. And yes, it's a very solid project, and it will probably go up. The same with Polygon. Now, both of these have massively underperformed in the cycle so far. Monero is a privacy coin, again, massively underperformed. Solaxi, now I've not looked into Solaxi, so I'm not even going to comment. And HBAR, yes, that is a coin that is going to likely do very, very well. So it's given me five fairly safe plays based on the initial results, giving Chainlink the top rating overall. But this is a good way just to give yourself some base level research. Now, I'm not saying you should believe everything that you get from Perplexity, but it's a good starting point getting you to look. So I asked a different question. Do the same for cryptos under 500 million market cap. And it's given me Ocean Protocol, Aleph, Marlin, Ironfish, and it's given me Aleph again. Look at that. So I decided to go a little bit further and say do the same for cryptos under a 200 million market cap. Now, this is an interesting zone because we're heading towards the high risk. And look, it keeps coming up with a left. Maybe I should have looked into a left today, but I chose not to. I chose not to. I found this one, PAAL AI. And of course, with the AI narrative, I thought, let's look into this project. Let's have a little look. Let's see what it's up to. It says PAAL AI is an emerging AI-focused crypto project building decentralized AI infrastructure and tools. The AI sector is rapidly growing, and PAAL's early mover advantage and engaged community position, it, or engaged community position it well for future growth. So let's look at the website. It is tokenized advanced AI applications using PAAL. So what this does is enable other companies to come and find AI chatbots and AI applications, which potentially gives this a massive user base. So there's obviously a little video there. I'm not going to play it for you. You can look at the website. I encourage you to look at the website. Look at it in a lot more detail and make your own decisions on this. For me, it's just a very brief overview, based on this little search that I've done. So let's look at the price. Now we see if we go to all on CoinMarketCap, we see that this price started at 0.004. So on that basis, it's already made substantial gains, 1,356%. But in crypto, as you'll know, that's not necessarily that big, and we're still dealing with a very small market cap coin. 137 million is very, very low relatively, but it's big enough to show that it's got traction. Now, here's what I do like. We don't like the fact that there are a couple of big holders, which we'll point out in a minute. But look, 88% of the total supply is already in circulation. That's incredible tokenomics for a lower project. Now we're going to go to this one, holder scan. And what this is going to show us is how many holders there are. Now, it tells us that there's almost 59,000 holders, which is a reasonable amount. But here's the downside. There's two wallets sitting on almost 30% of the supply. Now, that's not so good, which means that there is potential for dumpage down the line because it's likely they got in right at the beginning. So this is something we just need to be a little bit aware of. And we can see down here. So this is actually a good resource to check, and that's holder scan. So we've seen the website. We look at their X account. We see almost 100,000 followers, and that's not bad for a relatively small coin. So again, this is just very base level looking at a project. Now, I don't hold PAAL, as I've said, but looking at this represents to me a very good opportunity between risk and reward. The AI narrative is going to be big. PAAL AI looks as though it's something that can bolt on potentially to any other business. And they've got a reasonably looking ecosystem for a small cap project. Will it be the next big thing? Well, nobody really knows in crypto. And as with anything that I tell you, this is definitely not financial advice. This is just a channel for crypto newbies to show you how to start looking into projects for yourself. And if you have enjoyed this content and you're still watching, then please do subscribe to the channel. And if you want another one of my little videos, you will find it just there.